Hey there, Hound Dog fans! Mr. Kevin here as your host of Bases Loaded Vacation Bible School this week at Pierce Church. We are on night 4 in our activity booklet, where our takeaway is to run home to God. Our message tonight was about the son who ran away. This is a story Jesus told as a way to paint a picture of how big God's love is. Even when we mess up, He still loves us and cares for us. No matter how far you think you've gotten from God, it'll never be too far. He's watching and waiting for your return. Let's explore more about this story of the son who ran away through this first activity called Ballpark Feast. The Bible story begins with the son asking his father for his share of the family's money. We don't know exactly how much money the son got from his father, but we do know it would have been a lot of money, and he blew all that money in no time whatsoever. So for this Ballpark Feast activity, let's pretend he's splurging on all kinds of snacks that you'd find at a ballpark. Let's say he has $100 to spend. What do you think he would buy? Write it down on the page to the right and then do some math to add up how much he spent. Do you think he'll end up with a big bellyache after this ballpark feast? Our next few pages in the activity booklet show the different picture scenes of the story. This story sequence activity is a challenge for you to number the different parts of the story in the correct order from 1 through 8, and then write a short description of what's happening in those pictures. I've done number 1 for you, where it says, the younger son takes his father's money and leaves home. Can you figure out the order of the other 7 pictures and write down what's happening in those pictures? The last activity here in the booklet is the Welcome Home Party. There was a huge party when the son returned home. The father was overjoyed to have his lost son find his way home again. So let's plan the ultimate party. Have you ever planned a party? Write down your ultimate party ideas in each box. For food, you might write taco bar or a chocolate fondue fountain, or maybe grilling out. What about the decorative theme? Will it be mermaid under the sea theme, or maybe outer space theme? Moving on to games and entertainment. Are you going to have a live band come and play music? Or maybe, you bring in one of those giant video game trucks. What about pony rides or even inflatables? Lastly, you can't have a great party without sending your guests away with a special treat. What kind of favors will you pass out to them as a way to say, thanks for coming? Will they get to take home a bag of fidgets? Or maybe everyone gets a box of Legos? You decide. There are no limits to what you can plan because there are no limits to God's love for us. Our special take-home activities include this really cool magnet maze game board where you can use a magnet to move the sun around the base paths to help retell the story. Use the game card to follow along what happens at each of the different bases he visits as you retell the story of the son who ran away. Our other special take-home activity is a delicious ring pop, because when the son returns home, the father tells his servants to get him dressed up in the finest robes and to put a ring on his finger. I hope this ring pop helps you remember how much God loves you and wants you to know you are part of the family. You're not just an outsider or a farmhand. You are a child of God, and you should be treated as such. Well, listen, it's been an amazing week, and we have just one more day. Come on out tomorrow for our final day of Bases Loaded VBS. Take care, and God bless.